What's up, you guys? I'm Matador, and welcome to the first episode of Level Grind Radio, or Level Grind Podcast. I'm not sure exactly which one I'm going to be calling it just yet. It's a little something different that I'm trying here, something more in line with what I want this channel to turn into, and depending on where you're watching this, I imagine most of you at the beginning will probably be watching this on YouTube. Some might be watching it from the Level Grind website, and maybe I'll put it up as a podcast on iTunes. I'm not sure, but wherever you're watching it from, hello, I hope you are having a good day. Hope you enjoy listening to this. This is just a weekly podcast that I'm going to be putting out there every Friday, and it's a little bit more laid back, just more of a place for me to talk about things that are on my mind, about things that my YouTube channel is about, which, as you will notice if you look at the channel, it's video games and fitness are two things that I'm very passionate about, two things I really enjoy combining in interesting ways and talking about, and I'm finally finding better ways to combine them on the channel in video format and in audio format like we're talking about right here. And I decided I wanted to do it in more of a podcast format for a while, because then I don't really have to worry about how I look so much on camera, and I can just kind of focus on what I'm talking about, that's always a bit of a hassle, because also right now we're in an apartment building, and it's not really ideal for video setup, like to capture good audio. I really wish I could show you guys. I'm surrounded by blankets and towels and pillows, just for the sake of actually capturing decent audio, because all of our floors are wood. We have lots of walls. I don't have any space really set up for a studio. So in order to make this sound good, I have to do things that don't really look good on camera. So hopefully this sounds all right and all this setup was worth it. But yeah, hopefully some people enjoy what I'm doing here. I don't really know how long these episodes are going to be. I imagine I'll try to keep them at about 10 to 15 minutes or so for now. And I don't know, maybe I'll eventually have guests on here. I have no idea. For now, it's just me, so you're going to have to deal with just me rambling on for about 10 minutes. And again, hopefully some people enjoy it. Not really sure where I'm going to be going with this in the future, but I'm excited to actually be here doing something in a slightly different format, something that I can actually move forward in some fashion. So what is the level grind? I guess I should probably start there, because most, if not all of you people listening right now are probably wondering what I'm talking about when I say that. So what is the level grind? About 2 years ago, I started a website that I called just The Level Grind, thelevelgrind.com. It's still out there. I've been working on it a little bit off and on since then. I had a period of about 6 months where I worked on it pretty heavily, but then it just kind of languished where it was, because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with it from there. The level grind is referring to grinding in a video game. Anybody who plays video games, you probably are very familiar with the concept of level grinding. But just in case you're not, it's basically that point in the game when you have something that you're trying to do, maybe there's a boss that you can't quite beat, or that one level in the game that's just a little bit too tough for you, and you have to go back through the levels that you've already played, and you have to level grind. You have to go and fight enemies and do shit and do quests and complete missions until you're strong enough to handle the things that you weren't able to handle before. So that's level grinding, and I really liked the idea of integrating that into a fitness idea. And I thought of working out as my level grind, as your level grind. Basically just going back and building yourself up and making yourself stronger and leveling yourself up for the things that you can't handle just yet. So I thought that was a really cool idea, and I decided that I wanted to make my own fitness website. But I wasn't quite educated enough to make it happen. I decided that I wanted to try to take it as more of an educational standpoint. But I myself was just a beginner. I was just a wee lad in those days, as I guess you might say. I was still getting my feet wet with fitness, because up until then I had worked out before, but I'd never been on a schedule. I'd never worked out consistently. It wasn't something that I wouldn't have defined myself as somebody who enjoyed fitness or enjoyed working out. I kind of thought that was just for meatheads and jocks. The people that I didn't like in high school. Just thought those were the people who worked out to me, and I never really would have identified myself as somebody who enjoyed that sort of thing. But eventually I started trying it more, and I discovered that it was something I really had a lot of fun with. And so finally I stumbled across somebody else's workouts. I think her name is Neela Ray. I'm going to try to link that down in the description once I find it. I'm really sorry if I pronounce that incorrectly, but I will link you guys to her website, because her workouts were really fun. It was basically just, you've probably seen them floating around Pinterest or Tumblr or Facebook or something like that. But she started doing these workout routines that were based on different comic book and movie characters. Just like a short little workout routine that was one page. There would be like a Spider-Man one, which is a lot of workouts that focused more on like limber movement. And the Batman one was a lot of, I can't remember what the Batman one was, but basically different workouts that you could have pictured those characters doing. And I thought that was just the coolest idea. I was really inspired by that. So I decided to try to do kind of the same thing, but for video game characters. Did workouts based around different video games and different game characters and different, like, the way that the characters moved and the way that they fought. And that was something that I was really excited about. So I tried to make the Level Grind more of an educational website on fitness without having actually put in the time myself and having done the work myself. And that was probably the biggest mistake that I made about it, because while I did really enjoy it, ultimately I was kind of doing a disservice to myself and a disservice to anybody else who would have come along and found it, because I didn't really know what I was talking about. I was just kind of throwing things together that sounded good to me, that I thought looked good, and I hadn't done the proper research myself to see if they were even something that would work, even something that would be fun or would be enjoyable or would be in any way helpful to people who actually did them. And since then, I've done a lot of research. I've done a lot of work. I've been working out myself for quite a while now. And while I wouldn't consider myself to be like a super swole guy or anything like that, I've gotten so much better than where I was when I first started that website. Like, I go back and I look at pictures of myself, and I was just so much leaner and just so much, not leaner, but so much more twiggy, just a lot more out of shape. And I've improved so much since then. I've made some serious strides in my personal fitness journey and my fitness life, and just in where I am right now. I've gotten so much better in my personal fitness standing since then. So I still really liked the idea of the Level Grind, and I never got rid of the domain name. I really wanted to use it. So I kept the website for a while, even though it lay dormant for about a year and a half, with occasional posts being made. But for the most part, not really a whole lot of activity going on. All I knew was that I wanted to do something with that website, and that it was something that I wanted to come back to, and I wanted to bring back the creativity that I felt when I was working on it. Like, the spark was there when I started it. I had a lot of passion for it, but I didn't have the know-how. That was the thing that I really needed. So for a while, I made some workout routines on the website, and even tried making a few on this channel. If you go back in my YouTube video upload history, I'm sure you'll find a couple of them. They're not the best, and those are also videos that I made a while ago, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I say that I didn't quite have the physique of somebody who really should have been making videos on telling other people how to get fit, when I still had a lot of work myself to do. But I really enjoyed the concept of the workouts that I made up. It was basically just like a single image of a workout, and it was maybe like 4 or 5 exercises that you're meant to do in a sequence, and you do those 4 or 5 exercises for a certain number of time, and then you start over and do that 2 or 3 times. It was a cool idea. I liked the way that I did it, and I've even gone back and done some of those routines since then, and they weren't bad. Like, the theory was there, but I was basically just taking workouts that other people had already made and just kind of switching them up a little bit and putting my name on them, which was the kind of thing that I didn't really want to keep on doing, because it felt cheap. It felt like I hadn't done quite enough work, which I really hadn't. So since then, I've done a lot more research. I feel like I'm finally ready to actually get back into it. I feel like I've learned enough, and I've absorbed enough from all the people that I've been learning from. I've been very heavily inspired by all the work that I've been doing with Crush Fitness recently, not just with actually doing the workout program myself, but I've actually started working with the group, doing some graphic design work and some design work for them, and for Ben Williamson, the guy who runs the Crush Fitness group, the guy who started the whole thing. And he's been a huge inspiration. Like, that guy never stops. That guy keeps on going. And he was a huge inspiration for me, and I really wanted to get back into this, into the fitness world, and then into the Level Grind, and into everything that I tried to start up a while ago. And I feel like I've learned enough that I can at least get back into it now and try to make it into something that I really wanted to make it a while ago, but just didn't have the resources to do. So maybe one day, well, maybe a lot of things. Maybe one day I will actually get certified as a personal trainer. I think that would be a lot of fun, because if nothing else, that would be a way for me to actually have some concrete certification behind the things that I want to tell people, and actually have some tangible evidence that says, I know what I'm talking about. This is somebody who has learned from people who really know what they're talking about, who has learned from experts, and now is somebody who's actually qualified to go back and talk to other people and tell them how to achieve their own fitness goals. Right now, I'm still just somebody who is just passionate about this whole thing, who's passionate about fitness, and who likes talking about it and wants to inform other people. Like, it's a dream of mine to create things that inspire people in video form, audio form, written form, whatever. But that was why I originally got started on YouTube, is I wanted to make videos and content that made people happy and inspire them to be fit and to enjoy it. And that's kind of why you can look back through my channel history and you can see periods where I just kind of go dormant. I don't really upload all that much because I hadn't taken the time to really cement what I wanted to do and what kind of content I wanted to make. And now I'm finally starting to get more of an idea rolling on the direction that I want to take my channel in. And it's really been exciting. So I want this channel and the Level Grind website, which I am starting to actually go back and update and put in some work on, I want those to be a place of positivity where people can come and ask questions and get honest, straightforward answers and information on health and on wellness and on any questions that they have that I can answer to the best of my ability and actually give non-biased information and kind of combat all the misinformation and disinformation that's out there regarding health and fitness. That's a big part of what I wanted to do with the Level Grind, is combat. So there's just so many misconceptions that so many people have about fitness out there. Like people who think that they're never going to have a chance of getting fit, or people who think that in order to be fit and to be healthy, you have to restrict yourself and you have to be on these very restrictive diets and you can't eat certain things. And that's just not true. So I wanted to be a place where people could come to combat some of that misinformation that's out there. I wanted to be a place where people can come and get straightforward answers on things. And I still want to talk about video games a lot and play a lot of video games, which is why I still want to do some Let's Plays on this channel. Like I said, I don't think I'll ever be what you would consider a Let's Player, but I still like to talk about games and I like to play games. So you can still expect to see a lot of those on the YouTube channel, regardless of how many people watch it. It's just fun to do. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping this episode up because I'm kind of hitting the 10-minute mark on this. But if anybody's still listening, I would love some input from you guys, because I also want this channel and the website to be more of a community effort, the kind of thing that people can come to and contribute to me, and then I'll contribute back to them. So what do you want to see from a website like that? What are some things from a website like that or a channel like this that would interest you, that you think would make it worth it to come and check it out week after week and day after day? What any questions you have about fitness, exercise, and working out, any games and characters you think would be fun to see integrated into some workout routines, because I do want to start getting back into actually creating just some fun little workout routines in the future. Not a workout program. That's not the sort of thing that I'm even remotely qualified to do right now, is make a program that's meant to help you reach a certain level of fitness in 8 weeks or 6 weeks or 3 months or whatever time span you have. That's not the kind of thing that I want to do. But what I do want to finally get back into is just making quick little fun workout routines that are themed around a certain character, themed around working out a certain part of the body, and that's the kind of thing that I want to be doing here. So what kind of characters and games do you think it'd be fun to see in that sense? I'm going to start working on a lot more fitness-oriented videos probably next week. So again, I'm very excited about that. I really want to start taking this channel back in the direction of what I originally wanted to make it. So let me know what you would like to see from this effort and how you feel about this sort of project, and how you think it could be helped and added to and improved moving forward. Until then, I'll be hard at work making more videos for you guys. I really hope that some of you will take the time to comment on this and tell me what you want to see from this channel, what you want to see from the website, and please just let me know. Give me all your thoughts on it. And until then, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Anybody who's listened through the whole thing, you're awesome. I appreciate your patience and bearing with me and all of this rambling that I've been doing. So thank you so much for sticking with me through that. And I will see all you guys in the next episode, in the next video, and again, for another episode of this next Friday. Thank you all for tuning in, and until next time, adios.